left off last.
We had a prison break.
And I can take a bite of my sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to pull up my notes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but as a bargain to getting you out of jail, I believe, right? We were supposed to help some.
We're supposed to rescue a
woman,
a wrangler who kind of like went off on her own.
One of the researchers.
A,
The slime.
a special slime.
Yeah.
Like a cooking slime.
A's slime. Oh Jesus! How long were you waiting on that one?
Amazing.
Love it.
Yeah, so you met with the magistrates of Winnowing Reach after you were arrested for suspected banditry because you robbed a potion shop. The apothecary
got out of it.
Pardon?
Through clever planning, got out of it.
And when the magistrates offered you the chance to pay off your debt to the town if you were truly not bandits, or else send a letter to Alderheart to tell all of the Perch Guard to watch out for you. You mentioned Perch Guard.
I love it.
You mentioned saving Eliza on the road, and that caught his attention. And he told you about a researcher, Kina, a young Corvum, who disappeared one night wanting to study the slimes in the caves and went alone. And they haven't heard from her in a few days, and tasked you with going to find her and bring her back safely in exchange for freeing your friends from the situation that occurred. On your way to the caves, the Mockden Caverns in the swamp, you encountered some birdfolk skeletons because you chose to go to the far entrance, taking the road for most of the way and only bumping off into the marsh at the very last moment. You made very, very quick work of the skeletons in like less than a round. Poor Mrs. Q didn't even get to do anything that round. And camped safely, or what you suspect was safely, just outside the entrance to one of the caves. There was a strange light that you saw, kind of floating around what looked like just sort of around the entrance to the cave system. And the caves themselves almost look like the rock had been pushed up from the swamp around it. And as you traveled, you started to get rocky instead of swampy terrain. But you were able to get a long rest, and you wake up in the swamp just outside of the entrance to the Mockden Caverns. Is there anything that you guys would like to do today? No.
Everyone is up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you stole my line, Kevin Bear. How dare you? Yeah, I was gonna do that. I mean, I might as well stretch too.
Watching you sleep.
I call it a lion because I learned it from the lion. We're all friends here. Yeah. How are you guys? Oh, I guess everybody's still asleep.
Okay, I thought someone was going to jump in. You know, she made a noise thing as if she was going to speak, but then she didn't. So then I had to take it. I'll say, just for kicks, to paint a picture. Basil got up early, and he's like just off a little bit from the group, and he's practicing like a. How do you pronounce this word? Huh? Catan. Like you see him like practicing like sword movement, like kind of exercise stuff.
I thought he was playing Catan.
Yeah. Just stretching away from the group, and he just kind of like looks back. Slept great, and he's just like swooping his sword around.
Is it like Tai Chi?
Sort of like it's just like a stretch kind of.
Yeah, like where you see like old elderly Asian women in the parks do it.
Yeah, sort of. Except he's doing it with his big sword, so he's just like swinging it around. Yeah.
Yeah, your great sword as a 2-foot tall derby.
Yeah.
I like to
Alright.
picture like every arc of the sword, he's kind of like using the weight transfer to like flip himself and get airborne.
Oh, definitely. Momentum all the way.
Nice.
That's the most adorable thing. All right, so as you're doing your morning stretches, morning Tai Chi, and getting set up to go, you woke up pretty much at the break of dawn. And for anyone paying attention, you notice that there is nothing as far as the eye can see, with the exception of the swamp saplings and vegetation you came from, and the mounting rock of the Mockden Cavern entrances in front of you. And as the sun starts to rise, it almost seems like this fog is starting to pull itself up from the ground and just start to surround you. And even though you're very close to the cave entrance, it still looks like it's almost fogging over, like a curtain has decided to just pull itself shut across the cave entrance. Pardon? Oh, ha 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 ha.
Kind of eerie.
Waking up. You good?
Ace is kind of oblivious to what is happening in his surroundings and just goes to Miss Q and is like, so about first breakfast?
Damn.
I pull out some rations and hand them out and give everyone a little pat on the head. I also seem not that fussed about the fog.
Is anyone keeping an eye on the cave entrance at all? No?
Yeah.
All right, good to go.
Not unless there's like some loud noise or anything we hear.
Nope. Nope.
Okay.
No. All right, so eating the rations from Mrs. Q, stretching, making sure your muscles are all good to go. First breakfast starting to be digested. It's getting a little strange here. You know, you're pretty far south, but even so, you're close to the sea. You should be able to see the sun. It's bright, but you look around and you don't actually see any fireball in the sky.
Ooh. It's not smoky at all. It's mist. There's no odor or anything we're picking up.
No, you don't smell any odor or anything like that. You know you're close to the sea, so if anything, it tastes a little bit salty, but it's kind of opaque as you start to look around you.
This is weird, guys. Maybe we should get moving.
Yeah. Sir Basil kind of like, as he's like putting on his pack and like picking up his sword, he just says, yes, I think we should quickly move on. This place is ominous.
Sounds good, little dude.
All right.
Lead the way.
All right, so who's going to poke into the cave entrance first?
I guess the little dude.
Where the fog isn't heavy that we can't see each other in front. Like we know where everybody is and we can see them go in.
You can see them go in. You're close enough together, but before where you could see for miles, you can't anymore. Even the cave entrance that was, 20, 30 feet away is just a little bit obscured. It just kind of looks like a gaping maw.
Maybe we should stick together.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose anybody.
Right.
Hmm.
So holding on to everybody's tail.
Sir Basil just holds out
Feather.
and hands it to
Feathers.
Quillam.
All right. So as you, go ahead.
No. I was just wondering how tall is Sir Basil in comparison to the rest of the characters?
How tall
Does
is
he need,
Mr. Basil?
He'll say, well, no, let me pull my backstory.
Like, would you need to be perched on a shoulder to like navigate this?
I mean, I'm not like a little fairy. Let me see here, because I specifically wrote about this in my backstory.
There's a
Okay.
section too where you can put in your height. I'm not sure if you've seen that.
Oh, true. Okay.
Mhm.
So like, if you were to eye Sir Basil, you'd probably guess he's like under 2 feet, but like if you ask him directly, he'll always just say like he's 3 foot, definitely 3 foot. But like you can tell just by like looking at him, like, yeah, no, you're not. But he will always tell you like, what are you talking about? I'm 3 foot. But my tail and my ears, well, I'll say I'm less than 2 feet if you just do the top of my head, but if you count my ears, maybe that's closer to 3 feet. And then my tail, probably.
Your ears are 50% of your body.
Yeah. So I hand my tail to Miss Quillam and say, let me lead you through, ma'am. Go in.
I actually think Mrs. Quillam is the tallest of all of you guys, according to.
Seriously?
I doubt that. She's pretty hunched over these
Well,
days.
she's pretty hunched over, but in terms of hedges.
That's
All right.
Mm.
So as you start to enter this cave system, you have a little bit of light from the day behind you, the daylight, even though it's not sunlight behind you. And as you start to enter it, you kind of notice that it immediately turns a sharp left, and the cave system gets very, very, very small, like single file small. And as you kind of make your way down this cave system, you have some light at your back, but your eyes are having a little bit of trouble adjusting. It is dark in here.
Can I?
You want me to? I have a lantern if we need to spark some
I
light.
also have a
Yeah.
torch. I was about to say,
Yeah.
like, as the place gets smaller and smaller, it's like, oh, almost as if it was built for a little dude.
It's still high enough, but it starts to get a little uncomfortably close in where you're going single file, but unless you turn around to look at the light, what looks ahead of you seems darker, kind of like when something's backlit, but you're trying to see across the way or down the hallway in your house.
I pull out my tinderbox and torch and I light it.
So you have a torch flare up. You have a little bit of light now that you can at least see where you're going. And you notice that in the walk in, hello, Father. As you're walking in, there are footprints. It seems like this is a well-used cave entrance. I just gotta look. Seems like it's a well-used cave entrance. And you notice that there are arrows scratched into the wall. And even as you approach kind of the first bend to your right, it seems like there's almost a signpost that's been put in by a few of the researchers or the wranglers, kind of directing you to where the exit would be should you ever be lost in this in this cave system. And now that you have light, I am going to share a map with you guys.
Is it split off anywhere? Like you said, there's a sign. Is there another path or multiple paths that we could like take?
It looks like from the signpost that's kind of set in this corner, the big arrow is pointing you back towards the exit. So back where you just came in. But there also looks to be a signpost that's kind of directing researchers to something called deeper caverns.
Okay.
But as you approach, and you guys right now have turned this corner,
Okay.
The signpost is right over here.
Can I comedically like flip the sign around?
It says I need a password to join your.
It's spook.
Mhm.
Oh, that's what. Okay. I was like, why did you write that?
Yes, you can try and flip the sign over just for fun to see if you roll a 1 or not.
Okay.
Make a strength check to see if you can twist it from the post that it's pegged to in the ground.
That's a 2. It's not a 1.
Oh, you see Apoc try and turn this sign around for some reason, completely not bothered by the darkness at all. And he looks like he's just trying to shove against this thing, and it moves maybe an inch, twists just an inch. But you think you moved it?
Hey man, what you trying to do there?
Seems like a weird place for a sign. There's only one way to go.
We trying to turn it around?
Well, I wanted to move it, maybe see if it was hiding something. Like, why would you put a sign here? Of course, this is the exit.
Can I grab the torch and then just like kind of not in like a condescending way, but just be like try to read the sign from behind, right? Because he's trying to turn it so he can have it face forward, right? Is there anything on the back end?
So it's kind of like a post that's been dug into the ground with like a board pegged onto it with an arrow pointing this way that says exit, and then an arrow pointing this way that says deeper caverns.
Oh, okay. No worries.
That's okay. If you want to try and flip it around and look and see behind, like you notice it is just, wood.
Nah, it's a sign is a sign.
A sign is a sign is a sign. But but with your light, as Sir Basil or Dace is holding the light up, you see this cavern kind of open up. What was very, very small and narrow has just started to open into this like 20-foot high, quite large space. You have a little alcove off to your left-hand side that looks to just be where researchers have started drilling almost core samples, if that makes sense. And this pillar kind of right here in the middle of the room stands the full 20 feet from the floor to the top, so that the opposite end of the cavern is a little bit hidden from you. But you see that there are paths you can walk around should you wish to. From your vantage point, you can also see it's dark in here, but this pool of yellowish, viscous liquid is almost giving off this glow or sparkle in the darkness of the cavern.
I'm guessing that's the big yellow blobs, or no?
This expertly drawn pool here, I'm still learning how to use this tool. Anything anyone would like to do here?
So you said the yellow area is kind of like a dim glow.
It's glowing kind of like bioluminescent algae would glow, but it's got this yellow tinge to it. And as it kind of glows, you can see, some water from the stalagmite, that as it kind of drips, as it kind of drips from the stalactites at the cave entrance, the surface of this puddle just sort of ripples.
Knowing Dace, I first thought I just kind of want to run into it.
Do it, man.
Go for it, bird brain.
Yeah, I'm just running it, fully embracing it, just being like,
You're just going straight into this yellow pool.
Like maybe like a foot like not like right in the middle, but like a foot or two in, and then just like walk out. Or like, no, you know what? I'll just stay in there. I'll just stay in there.
Okay, well, you go to run into this yellow pool of shimmering liquid.
It's like running through a sprinkler.
It's more like running through acid rain.
Oh, what the heck?
Step into the pool, you feel your skin just start to boil as you take 1 point of acid damage from this pool. Are you staying in?
Jason's like, no.
I like
The
how
rest of you, as you see this happening, you kind of almost see comically like the and the smoke come out from where Dace has singed his feathers with acid.
I don't run out, but I like do like a little brisk walkout, and I just say like, it kind of tingles.
And underneath you got the just like,
Yeah, that's exactly how it goes.
Oh man.
I walk up to Dace and I give him a little berry and I say, "Here, eat this. Feel better."
And food fixes everything.
Yeah. And he
But
gets
just good berries, right?
yeah. So he gets that point back. I'm assuming it works for acid damage. I don't know if I've ever seen a specification.
damage.
No, it would work. It's just the type of damage, no different from like piercing or slashing or anything like that. So, or radiant.
So if you choose to eat the berry, then you gain back your damage.
Sure, I'll eat the berry. I don't refuse food.
I'm gonna, since I'm taking up the rear, I'm gonna pull out a paintbrush and a little pot of paint, and just dip red, and just kind of drag it along the wall as I walk down into the cave with the group.
Ooh, that's evil. All right, yeah, you do that. And
Just don't want to get lost in here.
yeah, probably equally as good with the sign, but you notice that as it starts dripping down the cave walls, it may not look like the friendliest color of paint.
Oh well, hey Apoc. Since I'm trying to keep track of where we're going with this paint here, do you want me to write anything? Maybe like sponsoring ads or something for your blogs?
Yeah. Well, this is a good advertising area.
All right.
Maybe
Just
we'll
let
save that for some other time.
me know. I picked this up so I could, start and put up some ads for you.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Where did you get paint from?
What would you
Anyway.
like to know?
I would like to just like go check out a wall though, and like I kind of just want to like put my hand on it. Like we're looking for slimes. I just want to see if it like the walls in this cave feel slimy at all.
Okay. Which wall do you go to?
I'm gonna go up to like the edge of this corner
Okay.
as we like get deeper in.
And like feel the pillar.
Yeah, I sidestep over the
I have
acid.
a background. You can walk behind me if you need. Okay, yeah, you go up and you start feeling along the wall. Where you are right now, I mean, it's a cave wall, so it's a little bit damp, but you don't see what you see where Dace just walked in and walked out to that not great puddle of water. What you do see from here, though, pretty clearly is another puddle kind of tucked away in this corner here. This one, again, with my expertly precision drawing on this map, looks to be almost this like blue bioluminescent algae kind of color. It's giving off a little bit of a glow, but this one almost looks like it's, instead of just a puddle on the ground, it's kind of halfway up the wall, sort of just slowly sitting, moving downwards just a little bit.
So it's like a pool of liquid kind of bubbled out on the wall.
It's like if you've splashed something up against the wall, like ketchup or something like that, and it just slowly starts to drip, but it's viscous enough that it stays on the wall. That's what it looks like. And there's just a little puddle starting to pool on the ground. But while you're here, Apoc,
Okay.
Go ahead and make a perception check for me, please.
Can I also make an attack roll?
Sure. Do perception first.
Perception's a 21.
Okay. Noted. Make your make your attack roll. What are you attacking?
The bulgy blue thing on the wall.
Go ahead.
Well, that's not good. That's a 4 plus 6, a 10 to hit. I just want to shoot an arrow at the liquid, see if it does anything.
Yeah, you can make noise. Yeah. Do you want me to move?
No, I just don't want to.
Oh no. You guys can still hear me okay, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, so it's not a great attack roll, but you shoot an arrow at it, I'm assuming? You shoot an arrow at the thing on the wall, and your arrow kind of hits right in the, oh, that's a nice pause video there. Your arrow kind of hits right into this thing on the wall. You don't get any reaction, but if you walk up a little closer to it, you notice that your arrow didn't actually hit the stone at all. It hit this blue liquid and just stopped short, like dead in the face.
Hey guys, check this out.
But with your perception, you had a 21 perception, yeah?
Yeah.
With your perception, you notice something tucked around in this corner here. Doesn't look like it's moving, but it also doesn't really look like it's stone.
What does it look like? Is there anything I can glint from it from my distance right now?
It looks
Like, what did I notice, I guess?
It looks smoother than stone. So where the stone cavern walls are chipped away, this is something that's a little bit smoother, but almost like it's been, like it's collapsed in on itself, like a piece of cloth that you threw on the ground is kind of what it looks like.
You see that?
I'll say Sir Basil. So if Apoc's going on one side of the pillar, Sir Basil probably went on the other side to kind of like meet him.
Okay.
I'm probably
You can move your character here, Andrew.
probably like on this side coming through. And do we approach it?
I don't. Looks like blue jelly.
I'll say I get closer to try to inspect it.
What are you inspecting, like the jelly or the little thing Apoc saw?
Yeah,
The thing that Apoc saw, right?
there's something weird on the ground over there.
And I walk over to investigate.
All right, so you go over to it. With Apoc's help pointing it out to you, you do notice that it is a bag, like a very old leather bag.
Interesting.
But as you approach it, the air around you gets bitingly cold to the point where you can start to see your breath as you're breathing out. And the closer you step towards this bag that you noticed, the colder and colder it starts to get.
Is the arrow moving at all, or is it just stuck in there?
So the arrow is just kind of slowly moving down the slime.
Yeah.
So
You see kind of Sir Basil's ears kind of like shoot up a little bit because he's really cold, and he starts kind of like noticing how cold it got. He kind of like starts playing with his breath a little bit, like
we got freezing temperatures in here.
he looks back at Apoc and then like looks forward at the bag and says, "Something is off here."
Can you grab that arrow for me?
Can I grab the bag first?
I mean, you do you.
So
You don't need to ask permission.
kind of like puts his cloak around him, kind of like muscles and reaches for the bag.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
A 4.
Ooh.
Terrible roll.
You go to reach for the bag, and the moment that your hand makes contact with the bag, you hear this horrible, just like sounds just fill your nostrils and fill your ears, and your eyes are just hit with this like blinding, searing pain. And for a moment, all you can see is red, and all you feel is this anger in the pit of your stomach, this rage that you've never felt before. Or maybe you felt it once or twice before in your past. And for a second, you're blinded. Camembert and Apoc, you're the ones who see this. You see Sir Basil make contact with this bag and just freeze. And a second later, shake it off. You have the bag in your hand.
You doing all right there, bud?
I'll say Sir Basil kind of like shaking up, kind of like backs off against the pillar, and you can see it. He's just like,
Hey, Mrs. Q, we might need another berry. But Basil doesn't look so good. Sir Basil.
try to
What
be
you know, Sir Basil, is that those feelings weren't yours.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll first inspect this bag before I say anything.
You're going to go straight for the bag. Mrs. Q and Dace, I see you're kind of in that area too. All right, Basil, as you open up the bag, you see, and I wrote it down. As you open up this bag, it's decayed. It's a decayed leather bag, kind of like a satchel, something that you would use that you guys have on you to travel. You open it up and start pulling out a, decaying kind of moth-eaten bedroll. You pull out a dagger. Looks a little bit rusty from all of its years, perhaps, in this cavern system, this damp cave system. You pull out some rope, 50 feet of rope. You pull out this tin mess kit that looks like it has seen much better days, and probably not safe to eat the food from this kit at all. But the most interesting things you pull from this bag, you notice that there is this stone. And you being a fighter, you know that this is a whetstone. But as you touch it, your fingers kind of tingle a little bit. And you kind of drag a finger across this whetstone, and you notice that it's that kind of like the way frost accumulates on the inside of a window.
Okay.
Your finger leaves a mark in what looks to be frost accumulating on this whetstone. And the other thing that you pull out is this hefty leather-bound journal.
Okay.
And as you kind of sift through a little bit more, kind of hidden in the bedrolls, you see like two more books, smaller, kind of just tumble out.
Just random books. There's no particular.
If you take a moment to read them, you notice one of the books is called The History of Humblewood and Greater Cambria, and The Many Tales of Jovel the Bard.
Jovel the Bard, is that a saucy book? It's tucked in your bedroll.
Some saucy stories before you go to bed,
Tails like TAILS or.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. No, tales like stories, although I regret not putting the
There you
there.
go.
That's unfortunate.
Because it could be a saucy book and it's like a tail fetish thing.
No.
Mrs. Q and Dace, you've joined the fray. Is there anything you want to do here?
Sorry. That blue. What's special about it again?
So it looks kind of like the yellow puddle that you run into. So that's still
Like
kind of oozy type liquid instead of just water. But with this one, it's sticking to the wall a little bit more. So it hasn't formed a puddle. It's just sort of slowly dripping down the wall. And you notice
Like-
that Apoc's arrow, the one he shot, is kind of stuck on the surface of this liquid.
Can I try to take out his arrow from the goop?
Yes, you can. Go ahead and make a strength saving throw, please. Nope, strength check. My apologies, strength check. Or athletics.
A 9?
You,
Get paddled out, you know?
you go to reach in to try and grab out Apoc's arrow, and you go to pull. Doesn't come loose. Pull again. Doesn't come loose. You maybe lifted it up a little bit, and you notice almost these like stretchy bits of the gel kind of coming with it as you try and pull Apoc's arrow loose, but you are not successful.
As I see him pulling it out and like the thing becoming like stretchy, can I just take my knife and cut it so I can get the arrow? Like would I?
Or would it,
Would
or
do
would
that
your
while he's
knife
doing it?
kind of cut?
Like I'm pretty sure I have a knife. I have some sort of blade.
Here. Borrow
Hey.
mine.
All right. Yeah, no, sorry, I have a dagger. So yeah, while he's just pulling it out and I see him fighting with that, I just want to cut at the whatever's holding it in just to break it off.
Okay, make an attack roll.
Boy, that's a 17.
All right. You are able to have enough strength to just slice down and sever the sticky substance from your arrow without losing your dagger as well.
Oh boy.
Mrs. Q, give me a perception check, please.
Dear. That was a 4.
Cool.
Is that up? Yeah. Yeah, put these.
Is there anything else? Is that it with the check?
She does not notice anything wrong.
As after Sir Basil has opened up this pack and you know, things about to see it, he puts everything in the bag except for the journal. Kind of slings the bag on it, like on his back, and he says, "Miss Quillam," like calls her over and hands her the journal. And as she like reaches up to take it, he like kind of like pulls it back a little, kind of like as if they're both kind of going back and forth. And he says, I think the owner of this book is still here. Is very angry. And you can see as he says it, he's like trying to think how to even say it. But he looks spooked. He looks kind of like really concerned, like our friend who left us behind is no longer here, but I feel he is very angry. And he lets go of the book and gives it to you.
So as you do that, I need you to make a strength check.
Okay. So is it just a +9? 12.
You say that and you go to hand this book to Mrs. Q, and you feel it almost be ripped out of your hand. You just managed to keep your fingertips on it to stop it from scattering across the cave wall on the other side. But you definitely felt something pull at it before Mrs. Q even had a chance to touch it.
Okay. I immediately like ears pointed up, like look at the book. And I say to everyone, we're not alone. Something is here.
Ooh.
Take an inspiration for that.
Well done.
All right, Mrs. Q, you have this journal.
on the floor.
It's on the floor, or is it in
It's-
my hand?
It's just scattered on the floor.
No, you held on to it. You felt something try and rip it from you, but you managed to hang on
Oh, okay.
enough that it didn't get thrown across the cave.
So I do have it.
Yes.
Okay. Mrs. Q adjusts her glasses and opens the first page to see if there's a name in the front.
Nice.
You open the first page of this book, and from the light coming off of the torches, you notice that this first page is covered in blood. It kind of looks like it has seeped through the side a little bit, but this is a pretty thick journal. So although it looks like this poor owner didn't end well, the majority of the journal, at least half of it, is likely untouched. You do notice one name kind of scrawled in the top in really poor penmanship, Renner Gravel.
Ravel or Ravel?
Gravel, like gravel, but said in a cooler way.
What was the first name?
Renner.
Renner.
Leonard Gravel.
Gravels.
Camembert, make me a history check.
Yo. All right. All right. 11.
That name sounds familiar to you.
I think I grew up with some Gravels. You mean like in school
Maybe
or
not
something?
from growing up. I don't know, something about antiquing,
Oh, okay.
something about treasures. Familiar to you.
Hey, what were those other two books that you had there? I think there was one about like history of Humblewood. Can I take a look at that?
I dig in the sack and pull it out and hand it to Cam.
I'm gonna flip through it, see if I. While I'm letting everybody else do stuff, I'm just gonna kind of pour through, see if that comes up or anything.
Just a quick
Yeah.
flip through.
Yeah.
This book looks like it had seen better days. It's kind of moldy and mildewy, but you've seen this book before. It's kind of like almost like a textbook, if you will. And it kind of goes through like the creation of Humblewood according to local myth and legend, and the creation of Cambria, the greater Cambria area, the continent that Humblewood is located on. You do see it's a little hard to read in the dim light and the poor handwriting. You might need to take more time in order to go through it. But you do see as you're flipping through and see the map of Humblewood and all of the chapters explaining its history, there are notes scrawled in the margins with the same handwriting as what Mrs. Q saw the name in the journal.
Interesting. Okay, I'll just take time working on that.
Dace, make me a perception check, please.
Aye. 6.
Looks good to you.
From where we're standing, do we see any path forward? Is this section all just this pool, or is it just what you drew?
It's just what I drew. You can see this section here you could get through if you wanted to.
Okay.
Who is holding the journal right now?
Miss Quillam.
Mrs. Q, I'm going to need you to make me a strength save, please. No, a strength check.
Okay, I'm not very strong.
Roll it.
10.
As you're flipping through this journal, you feel something just try to grab you and throw you across and hit a wall. And although as you're flipping through this journal, it feels like you were just kind of lassoed with a rope and tugged when you weren't expecting it. It surprises you, if anything, but you manage to resist being pulled off your feet.
Do we all see this?
Yeah, would we be able to notice like a movement that I don't know.
Everybody make a perception check. Except for Mrs. Q, because this is happening.
15.
16.
11.
21.
Camembert?
15.
Okay. Dace doesn't see this. You're the one that rolled in
I'm just more interested in the.
You're pouring over trying to help Mrs. Q read through this journal. Apoc, Sir Basil, and Camembert, you see that almost coming up from behind Mrs. Q, although there's nothing there, the shadows on the walls of this cave are starting to move in a way that doesn't resemble flickering firelight.
Interesting.
Mm.
The arrow that I have that has a bit of the jelly on it still.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just ready that for whenever I see these shadows again? Like, I just want to keep an eye out for that with my arrow drawn. And if I see any shadow move, I want to fire at it.
Absolutely. Great idea.
And hopefully it'll stick to it.
Seeing like these shadows, can I like move my torch to like at it? Like, does the shadow like just disappear, or is it like still there, or is there anything weird?
So it's not like you saw the shadow of a figure. It's just that the shadows seem to move almost independent of your torchlight.
Okay.
Like there was a flickering that
Okay.
didn't come from a candle.
Mm.
As I'm looking through the journal, I intentionally turn to the last page where there's writing on it to see if there's a final entry.
Sorry, I took a bite of my sandwich. Hold on.
That's smart. I like that.
So you turn to the last page with writing on it.
Yeah, to see what the final entry is.
So you notice as you're flipping through this journal, the handwriting starts to become more and more scattered and messier, where before it was just, it was legible, not neat, but legible. It's starting to become a bit more difficult to read, and it would take time if you wanted to pour through these notes. But as you hit the final entry, you're about 3/4 of the way through the journal. You notice that the date is probably from like 75 years ago. Quote the decay of the leather satchel and some of the pages of the book. But the other thing you do notice, because you are at this last entry, the remaining couple pages of this journal seem untouched. Whereas the rest of the journal has been soiled with dirt or with blood or just time and mildew, these last couple pages look pristine. And as you go to kind of flip a page, it's heavy. Like the single page itself seems to weigh way more than a single piece of parchment should.
Whoa.
Camembert,
What's up?
I need you to make a strength check for me, please.
Oh, yeah. That's a 1.
Ooh,
Dirty 1.
jeez.
As you're all poring over this journal, all of you within that same place, you see Camembert just get yanked backwards and up on a diagonal until he smashes into the top of the ceiling and falls 20 feet down to the floor.
Rip.
Camembert.
Do we see any shadows or anything moving? Like, could
We'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
You take 13 points of bludgeoning damage as you smash into the top of the wall and fall to the ground.
Okay.
Dang.
Apoc, you do see shadows kind of flickering in the same awkward situation.
Can I shoot at one?
Yep. Make an attack roll at disadvantage, please.
Disadvantage? Okay.
It's all you're going off of is the shot.
Damn it. It's a nat one.
Oh,
It was a 16 and then a 1.
sorry, love.
That's okay. That's how the dice roll.
You go to shoot your arrow, and unfortunately, you were looking for shadows and aimed for shadows. And the arrow, although a really good idea, sticks to the cave wall instead of hitting anything of value.
Speaking meta, at this point, do we all know the journal belongs to Renner, or is that just Miss Quillam?
Sorry, can you say that again?
Does everyone in the group know that this journal belongs to someone named Renner, or is it just Miss Quillam?
Miss Quillam, did you tell the group, say it out loud? I'll leave that up to you.
Yeah, I'm an out loud reader.
Okay. So yeah, you would all know that as Miss Quillam's pouring through, this journal seemed to belong to someone named Renner Gravel.
Cam, are you okay? Cam?
Shoot.
I'm just gonna go check on Cam really quick. Because we saw that. I'm like,
Yeah, you saw Cam get ganked.
Yeah, there's no response. I'm out cold.
this cute. This cute.
Sir Basil kind of spins in a circle and it's just looking around the cave. I assume I see nothing.
You just see Apoc standing over Cam right now.
I'll let Georgina go first, and then I'll say what I want to do.
Potion? Does anybody have a potion? Do we buy potions?
I thought we did.
No, you stole potions.
No, help. I look around in Cam's bag for a health potion because I think he bought one.
You'll find 3 flasks in my bag.
Is there a red one?
There's a greenish blue one. There's a brown one, and there's one that's just filled with black tarry stuff.
Yeah, there's no red one though.
Some
This will
oil.
work. Miss Q.
Miss Q rushes over and seeing that Cam is out cold and therefore cannot eat my berries.
I can eat them and then put them into his mouth. I've seen mama birds do it.
Ew.
True friendship. True friendship.
I'll do it. I can't lose them. Give me the berries.
You made my dad laugh.
I cast I don't know what is a spell casting ability modifier? Oh. +2, I
Yeah.
guess. Okay. So I cast Healing Word.
Oh, that'll do. Maybe we'll save the berries for next time.
I have a feeling that you guys are gonna need them later. I cast this spell and Cam regains 1d4 +2.
Do you want to roll it, or do you want him to roll it?
I guess I'll roll it because he's out.
Yeah, I'm out. From full health to no health.
That was a nasty attack.
So you just gain 6 back.
Oh, nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I say,
What the
what
heck?
happened to you? What just happened? My eyes aren't as quick as they used to be.
I think I'm gonna ask the same question. All of a sudden I felt. Wait, what? How did I get over here? My head hurts.
Sir Basil, seeing this, while still frantically looking around the cave, he yells out, Renner? Renner Gravel? Are you here? And I just kind of wait.
Renner Gravel. What the? What?
As you're waiting there, Sir Basil, on this wall next to you, so I think it's just you and Dace who are still here. Mrs. Quillam ran up.
Mhm.
You hear this awful nails on a blackboard sound, and you see 3 long scratches scratch into the rock.
And I throw my axe in like where the scratches will be coming. Like, do you know how like when you're scratching, can I throw my axe in like I don't know, like for a better word, but like anticipating where the scratches will go to?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You have a little bit more of a notion of where this is as opposed to when Apoc shot their arrow. So go ahead and make an attack roll.
It would be my great name.
How big are the
20.
squares here? Sorry, just for scale.
Pardon me?
How big are the squares on this map, like for distance wise?
They're really small. So your little icon is a 5x5. So like 4 little squares per 5 feet of movement.
Okay.
What did you roll to hit there, Dace?
22.
Roll some damage.
Hey.
Yeah, nice. Just wondering because he'd be like right next to you. You wouldn't have to throw it if he didn't want to.
15.
Very nice.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, that's true. You don't have to throw your dace. You don't have to throw your axe, Dace. He would be like, it would be right next to you to slash out.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, what was the damage there?
15.
Holy smokes. Okay.
Well, combo.
Yeah, you throw and it impacts and hangs in the air for a hot second. And then it just sort of clangs to the ground, almost like it just stopped and falls. And then you hear this as your vision is kind of attacked by this awful sucking sound.
Oh.
And you feel this cold just burst through you, kind of knocks you off your feet for a second.
Was it a gravelly voice?
If you have any inspiration, you can remove it.
I do.
But yeah, with that, let's roll some initiative.
Hey. Okay.
All right. Apoc.
15.
Sir Basil.
17.
Mrs. Quillam.
19.
Ooh.
Dace.
4.
It's all good. It's all good.
And Camembert.
21.
Nice.
Nice grouping there. Okay.
Yeah, like it.
That's crazy. You guys rolled so bad for perception, but your initiative is crazy.
We came to fight.
Yeah.
Fight
Oh,
with it.
yeah. We're all hopped up on Halloween chocolate.
All right. Camembert. Somehow you have the jump on in this initiative round.
As I pick myself up. I'm like, what the heck happened? Where is it? Calling out, just trying to get my bearings quickly. Drawing almost instinctively my dagger, kind of looking towards where the axes come down. I'm just gonna try and swipe at like the air around it.
Mm-hmm.
So you're moving over a little bit closer to Dace and swiping away.
Kind of like stumbling, like I'm still kind of woozy from getting up, and more or less instinctively trying to get in front of Mrs. Quillam, trying to like protect her a little bit as I'm just like swinging, and it's like that like blind stupor of just like, okay, trying to do something.
Yeah, love it.
Dagger.
Attack roll with disadvantage, please.
Yeah, as I like charge it up with my thing. 17.
17.
Yeah, with
you go to swing around, and unfortunately, it looks like you're just hitting nothing.
All right. So
But now you do see the scratch marks just to your left on that wall.
All right. And then I immediately lean over and just throw up.
Okay. Man, poor guy.
Yeah.
That's my turn.
All right. Mrs. Q, you are up.
Okay. So can you pull up the map? So I am,
We just know that it's somewhere, oh, sorry, no, it's somewhere here
okay,
is where you see the scratches on the wall, and then you see, this is where they sort of like swung.
okay.
Maybe like here.
I don't know if that's gonna work. Because I can't see it.
Anything that can like paint,
That's what I was thinking.
like the red
Like
paint.
maybe the paint that Cam has. Will it take an action to snag the paint out of Cam's bag?
Or he was using it, right? He was-
I mean, he also then got thrown up against the wall.
That's
so
true.
I don't.
I would say for this, because we're more in turn based as opposed to initiative.
Okay.
Like it would take your bonus action to just grab the paint from Cam and try and do something with it.
Okay. I take the paint from Cam while he's puking and say, sorry, I'll replace this. And I throw the paint in the direction of where Dace just hit the
Or where he
the
swung.
thing. Yeah, where he swung and hit the thing.
So
whatever the
this
thing-
general area, I suppose.
That general area.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
so that I can see that. Like I take a few steps around and I just fling the paint as wide as possible.
Yeah. Go ahead and just make a dexterity check to see how much ground you're able to cover with this paint.
6.
So it's a little bit tough, and you were trying to go for a really wide area, but just in your hurry, you're not really used to being a fast creature. You unfortunately kind of dribble a little bit of the paint as it slips from your grasp, and you're only able to kind of hit up against this wall here and some of the ground. So there's some paint on the ground, some paint on the wall, but unfortunately it did not hit anything within the radius you were able to chuck it at.
Okay. That would have been taking the paint and then throwing the paint would have been my bonus action on my action, right?
Yes, so taking the paint, your bonus, throwing the paint would have been your action.
Okay, in which case that's all my things.
All right. Up next, Sir Basil.
Okay. I'm guessing because I was right there with Dace, I would have seen exactly where his axe struck. I would have seen exactly where something would have fell.
So you would have seen exactly where the axe stopped in midair and where it just clattered to where it stopped in midair because it was in his hand still, and then where it kind of just like finished the swing going through. And then because you were so close, you also would have felt that or heard that sucking sound and felt the cold move kind of through your path and away.
Away. Interesting. What to do? I'm going to he could be anywhere, then that means. I'm going to hold my action. Think. And I'm gonna say Mr. Gravel or Mr. Gravel, we mean you no harm. We are simply trying to find a companion. And as my bonus action, I'm going to use what is it? Help. And I'll use that for Dace.
Help for Dace. Okay, great. So the next roll or the next attack roll has advantage. Does it specify?
It just says you can use the help action as a bonus action. And then if I search help.
Okay, if it doesn't specify like attack roll or anything, then I think it's the next roll.
Mm-hmm. But I just call it
next action. Yeah. Great. Okay. So Dace, you are going to have advantage on your next action, whatever that may be.
Sounds good.
All right. Is that your turn, Sir Basil? You're holding your action?
Just holding my action but calling out to Renner, being like, we're not here to harm you. We're just trying to find a companion and see what happens.
All right. As you call out and are preparing to help Dace and use Renner's name, you hear and you all hear this kind of whispered voice in this cavern that seems just way too loud now. And all you hear is, "You stole from me." Sir Basil, I need you to make a strength check.
Okay. Shall we roll?
Yeah.
That's a unnatural 20.
Oh, smokes, nice. You feel yourself almost lifted off your feet and thrown with the anger of this creature that you still are not too sure what it is. But you manage to kind of grab onto the cave wall and pull yourself back down as you're prepared to help your friends. As the telekinetic thrust did not work on you. All right. And then, darn, I keep doing that. Mrs. Q, you start to feel some cold creep up behind you. Apoc, you are up.
Do I feel the cold as well, or is it just Mrs. Q? I guess do I notice anything?
Oh, Mrs. Q, you said you would have thrown the paint, right? So you would have been up in this area here? Yeah, okay. So in that case, yes, Apoc, you feel the cold start to creep up behind you.
I don't know if any of you guys can see. I would have been looking at Cam, so I probably would have turned so Cam in front of me. I'm just looking into the group and noticing the chills. You guys know Apoc is somebody who's like lighthearted, fun going, not too serious, but at this moment you just see the black rush over his eyes as they get darker. Something a little bit deeper to his voice as he just reaches into his bag, pulls out a stake and a holy symbol and just speaks up into the chasm. "You're not welcome here. Be gone." Just like holding the stake and the cross, looking around.
Interesting.
I'm just kind of looking for something, getting ready. And if I notice anything that like catches my eye within reach, I just want to swing at it with the stake.
Okay, great. You're holding your action to swing at it with the stake.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
Apoc, I imagine that when you said steak, I didn't think of the steak that you probably meant.
Just a T-bone out of his mouth.
Notice here, he's just like chowing into some steak to calm himself.
Awesome. All right. Holding your action. Dace, you are up.
Okay, so nothing popped out yet except for some telekinetic presence. I guess I'll just grab my great axe that I threw, and I kind of just hug myself against the wall, just holding my action.
Okay, so you're also holding your action until you see something.
Yeah.
All right, great. So Apoc holding, Dace is holding. Are you staying there, Dace?
Keep
in mind that this pillar here stretches from floor to ceiling. So if you're staying there, then like all of this is invisible to you. And Apoc, likewise, if you're staying there, all of this is invisible to you. And right now where you guys are, like all of this is invisible to you. Just as a heads up, you can't see across the cavern.
No worries. I'll put my character, if I may, like right here against the wall.
Yeah, you can. Okay.
Yeah.
No,
so I could kind of see where. Can I do that? Oh no, I cannot do that. I don't know how to delete that.
Are you looking for?
Oh, okay, yeah. Wait, can I do this? Oh, okay, cool. So I'm putting my back against the wall so I can see this area and kind of where Apoc is right here.
Okay, yes, you have eyes on Apoc, eyes on that side of the cavern. Great.
Yeah, and I thought I felt something near me, so I'm just staying, just alert, looking around, like ready to jump.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Who's holding the journal right now?
Oh, me.
It's Miss Q.
Mrs. Q, I don't know if it's still in your hand or kind of tucked under your arm or whatnot, but you feel almost this brief chill kind of creep through your fingertips. And if you look down, you notice that that very first page, that blood-soaked page, glows just a little, kind of like a pulse.
Oh dear.
And Apoc, where you are, you see a little, almost like concentration of ice or fog, kind of like what would go on a window. You see that just for a split second right here. Are you going to throw your stake or no, you're going to hold?
Melee range.
All right. Cannon Bear, you are up.
Basil, do you have that dagger, the rusty dagger in that whetstone?
I sling the bag off my shoulder and I hold it out to him.
Yeah, grab it and try
This makes
and
it easier.
like sharpen the dagger, clean up the dagger.
Okay.
Sorry, say that one more time, Eric.
So I turn over to Basil and I grab the dagger and the whetstone from him, the rusty dagger, and I'm gonna start trying to clean it up.
Awesome. Yeah, super cool. Okay, great. So you take this dagger and it's seen better days, but it looks like just a dagger with some rust on it. You go to start.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you think we're stealing from you, you got another thing coming. Because maybe we'll steal the last of your afterlife too.
How many hit points do you have left?
I'm good. I am very dizzy and very confused. But that's what I'll do.
As you're sharpening this dagger, and keep in mind, this is a 6-second turn. Yeah. You're sharpening this dagger, so it might take a little bit, but even with the first pass over this whetstone, the blade, you notice the blade looks a little bit frostier.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Very cool.
All right, that was your action. Do you want to move or anything like that? Are you good?
I'm gonna move over again, trying to protect Mrs. Quillam.
Okay, great. Mrs. Q, you are up. Now keep in mind, the only person that would have seen that glow next to Apoc was Apoc. But the rest of you would have seen the glow in the book under Mrs. Q's arm, just as a heads up.
Yeah.
We need to destroy the book. I don't know. I'm just thinking like a Horcrux.
I was thinking that too.
What's happening?
This one's not gonna work.
You can detect magic. Or
I mean, we already know it's magic, so.
Doesn't that just explain all magical areas? You can just tell, is it from the journal or is it something around?
When you use detect magic, how pinpoint specific is it?
I believe you know exactly where it is within 30 feet of you. Let me double check.
It shows you everything within 30 feet that's magical, and you can kind of see whatever you can see. So as long as it's not blocked by like stone or lead or anything, it's anything that's magical glows around you.
Okay, so presumably if I cast it, if I cast it and the thing is within where I could actually see it from where I am, I would actually be able to see it glow around the invisible creature.
You would be able to see some sort of magical aura.
Okay. Sure, I'm gonna do that then. Okay, but it won't, because it's blocked by a foot of stone, I guess it won't go around the pillar.
That's correct, yeah.
Okay.
So you can move around and try and get around there to see what you can see, because it is, yeah, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature object in the area that bears magic, and you learn at school. So you do have to be able to see the thing that's magical.
Yeah, but I'm more concerned about if the thing comes close to my friends. So I will cast it from where I am, and it holds for 10 minutes. So yeah, I'm gonna cast detect magic then.
Great, okay.
Anything about the book and
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. So you go ahead and cast detect magic. The whetstone in Camembert's hand is magical, and it would be evocation.
Ooh.
Nice.
That you get off of it. I think I might change that later. Yeah, evocation with maybe like a little transmutation going on.
okay.
And then, where are you? If anybody has anything magical on them, the potions would glow that Apoc and Camembert have. I don't think anybody else has anything magical. And then the book in your hand, you are getting some faint traces of necromancy.
Fuck.
And
Get wrecked.
you're also getting some faint traces, or some stronger traces, sorry, of abjuration and conjuration magic.
All from the book?
All from the book. And right now, that's about all you can see within the range that you are. You are concentrating on it. It is still up. So if you move, you might sense something else.
Okay. I will. And yeah, I didn't think about the fact that I could move after casting it. I will move to the other side of Camembert. Going. Yeah. I don't know how far that was, like 10 feet.
So you can see like all
Yeah.
here and then like all this.
Sorry, if you said anything, I was just messing with my headphones. Can you say it one more time?
So I just moved to the other side of Camembert, so that I can get a look at the other. Like
What do your hedge eyes see, Mrs. Quillam?
So even with your detect magic up, you don't sense or see anything else.
Okay.
But it's still up.
As I hear like Camembert say that out loud, I check around the corner. I just saw something. I'm not sure what it was.
I guess I still have some movement.
Yeah, so you have like 5, 10, 15. I would say you moved about 20 feet, 15, 20 feet of your movement. How much farther can you go?
I have a 25-foot speed.
Okay.
So
So you can move one more set of squares.
Okay.
Okay.
the squares, I don't know, but yeah.
Okay. I guess around about there-ish. I move as far as I can.
Okay, yeah. So even from there, you're still not getting anything else around that corner.
Okay. I from where I am, knowing that Cam is sharpening the blade, I turn to him and say, "Do be careful with that. It's not only sharp, but it's rather magical too."
So keep in mind, it wasn't the blade, the dagger itself, it was the
Whetstone.
whetstone.
The whetstone.
Cool.
Mhm.
Magic dagger.
Gotta cut that steak.
All right, Mrs. Quillam. Geez, Dennis, you're up there tonight with the fun. Sir Basil, you are up.
Okay. What should we do? Because Apoc said like, "Oh, look over there." I wander in that direction, and I still keep calling out, "Renner, Renner, are you there? We mean you no harm."
I'm gonna murder you.
Are you doing anything else on your turn, Sir Basil?
Is there anything I can do? No, I guess that's it. So I just kind of wander over here, calling out to Renner.
All right. As you wander over, calling out to Renner, Apoc, you see Sir Basil past that point that you saw, that glow. Sir Basil, go ahead and make a strength check for me. I'm going to use a different dice.
That's a 17.
That's a 17.
Yeah.
Apoc, as you see Sir Basil walk over to this general area that you saw that light, you see Sir Basil kind of almost comically like, and get sucked to the side and tossed 20 feet into the pile of caustic slime.
Crap.
Sir Basil, you are going to take 1 point of acid damage. And as you go flying, all you hear resounding throughout this cave again is, "Put it back. You stole from me."
Okay. Can I move out of this thing, or am I just stuck there for now?
So you are stuck there for now. We'll see if you are successful at getting out, because it is no longer your turn, unfortunately.
Okay.
And let me check one thing here. Mrs. Q,
Mm-hmm.
you get a ping with your detect magic of a very strong necromantic aura coming from this general direction.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Apoc.
Yeah, Apoc runs out after Sir Basil gets tossed and just like gets to this point where he was, where he saw that light, just yells out, "Reveal yourself! Unhand my friends. Tango with this boar." Just like holding the stake. "Where are you, you coward?"
Ooh. Love it. Okay. Are you holding an action?
Yeah, I'm just readying to like swing at it. Like, I don't expect to be able to grab it. So I'm just going to like hold the stake up and get ready to like plunge it into it.
Okay.
Like wherever I sense it to be near me.
So you don't want to throw, you can, at the time that it reveals itself, if it does, you have the option to throw or stab. Okay.
I don't want to throw it though.
Okay. You want to,
Yeah.
so melee range to you.
It's literally like it's a stake to yeah.
Yeah. Great. Love it.
Cause I'm not a dagger thrower. I'm more like a shooty guy or a stabby guy.
One or the other. Love it. Great. All right. Apoc is holding his action. Oh. Sorry, Cam?
Never taught Apoc how to throw a knife.
Oh, that's for
You make it out alive. That'll be a nice bonding moment.
So yeah, I'm just like at the edge, just like surveying around, like, where are you?
Love it. Dace, you are up, my friend. What are you gonna do?
Do I have that arrow that was stuck in that goop?
I shot it at a wall.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Did
You shot it at a
okay.
wall.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
You can grab it, it's still on the wall.
Yeah, but does it still have that goop? You know?
There's a whole wall of goop right next to you.
I know. I was thinking of like I was thinking of like coating my axe in the goop. So like if I do actually hit it, it won't teleport. Like my axe will be stuck to the ghost and we can see the ghost because it's stuck to the axe. But I'm like, I couldn't pull out the arrow. So like there's a chance that my great axe will be stuck in the goop. Everyone's fighting and I'm just like, give me 1 second.
Hold on a minute. I love it though. I love that idea.
Yeah, you know what? I'll run over to Sir Basil and Apoc. And I'll have my great axe just drawn by my side.
Okay, yeah. So go ahead and move your little guy. I don't know what your movement speed is, but every kind of 4 squares is 5 feet of movement roughly.
Okay. What is it's 30 feet, so every 4 is 5 feet?
Yeah, every it's hard to see, but like every 4 of these little squares, so you see like there's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, yeah.
That's like a 5-foot movement.
Oh, could I just run to Miss Q?
Yeah, absolutely. You have way more movement speed to make it there, so you're good.
Perfect. So.
And are you holding an attack?
Yeah.
Great.
I don't know if you guys can see the measurement tool, but you can. There's one there.
Oh.
Accurate.
Oh yeah.
It's right below the brush.
Okay, so that was 20 feet. Yeah, okay, I can definitely make that. Okay, cool.
All right. So you're holding an action and you moved.
Yep.
All right. Mrs. Q, the book in your hand starts to glow a second time and you feel that coolness on your fingertips once more. And now everyone except for, no, I would say everyone. Camembert, you're just around the corner enough. You see like a little bit of a glow, like frost on a window appear right here. You're all
swing
there.
at it.
Apoc, you're close enough. You can go ahead and swing at it.
From hell hath this blade is brought to me.
That's not that good. It's a melee swing, so is it an unarmed strike or is it what is it? It's an improvised
I would count
weapon.
this as like it's an improvised weapon.
It's
a dagger.
It's a wooden stake, so
I would count that as a dagger, whatever your dagger attack is.
All right, so it's a 13 total.
It's a dagger is strength or dexterity, your choice.
Yeah. So that's adding my dex.
Apoc, you leap on this thing and you connect with something. Go ahead and roll damage.
It's a 3.
3. Hey man, it's 3 more points that he didn't have before.
Does it leave a trace, or do I swing through it? Like, what does it feel like?
So you swing into it right now, and it does feel like you impact something. Not quite as solid as a body, but you're definitely connecting with something.
Okay.
And then almost as if you kind of just get stopped in midair and then continue moving through with your swing. So you impact, but then there is something almost incorporeal, if you will, about this thing. But you absolutely connected with it. Mrs. Q, with your detect magic up, you still see that necromantic aura right where Apoc connected. Dace, were you holding an action to throw your axe?
No, just not to throw, but to like if it was in close proximity, 5 feet within.
Okay. Great. So with that, Camembert, you are up.
Well, if I have a bead on it, I'm gonna just start running, kind of run straight at it, like hopping over Dace as I jump in the air. As like as I hop in the air, I'm gonna say something witty. I'm gonna say, "Oil's well that ends well," as I slam the butt end of the dagger into my breast and spray the oil pack all over it.
Oh, amazing. Okay. Couple things. You're jumping over Dace.
I'm gonna use Dace as a stepping stone to like launch myself in the air as I'm like jumping. I'm just gonna hit myself to like spray the oil.
All right. Give me an acrobatics check. Let's make sure you don't fall on your face first.
Acrobatics. Oh, I really should have invested in that. It's a nat one.
Oh no! I'm hoping for this. Oh, I wanted this to succeed so bad.
Let's see how this goes.
Cam.
You can do it.
It looks super cool, you think. And I have to do something with a nat one. It looks super cool, and you go to like stab the tip of your dagger into that little oil canister in your armor. But Dace accidentally raises his head at the last minute and catches your foot as you're trying to spiral over. And
blame it on me.
you fall prone.
Okay.
Right there.
Was he
with a
covered in
natural
oil?
one, that's kind of how that's gonna play out.
Is he covered in oil?
I'll say you didn't quite get to actually stabbing it through. I'm hoping you weren't planning to do that when you were in midair, because that would have been a really rough landing. But what I will say, even though with the nat one and you're prone, you can still go ahead and make an attack if you want to try and swipe at disadvantage here.
I'm pretty embarrassed at this point. I think I'm just gonna look up and then continue vomiting from the head injury as I like lean over to Dace. Next time, just let me jump. That'll be my turn.
Awesome.
Oh.
All right. One thing I did forget, Mrs. Q, with the journal in your arms, as Apoc connected with this thing, you did almost feel a burning sensation. So from this cool sensation on your fingertips to this burning sensation as damage was done.
Cool.
But that's Camembert's turn. That was unfortunate. Mrs. Q, you are up.
Can't win them all.
Okay. So now that I can I cast another spell if I'm doing concentration on a spell? I don't know how this works.
You can cast another spell as long as it's not another concentration spell.
Okay.
So if there's that little C in the black box next to it, your detect magic will drop.
There is not. So
If you do bless, that would be one.
I'm doing this one. So good. Okay. So seeing that disastrous attempt by Cam, I sort of like shake my quills and say, all right, it's time to really end this. And I walk all the way up to the big giant glowing thing that I can see.
Mm-hmm.
And I cast Inflict Wounds, which is a melee spell.
Nope.
Oh man.
But I don't know how to use it. So do I need to roll?
Yes, so you need to roll a spell attack.
Okay.
So roll a d20.
Yeah.
And your spell attack modifier should be located right up at the top of your spells tab on D&D Beyond.
Okay. And next to the spell, it also has +4, which is my spell attack. So I'm not doing +4, it's just 1 +4, right?
+4, yeah. So a d20 +4.
What?
Oh, jeez.
On.
Do my inspiration, it's fine. We're gonna roll again.
Oh.
Oh, that's not that much
Better.
12.
Maybe.
Okay. You, adorable little Miss Quillam, reaches out this blackened hand and connects with something that you can feel. It went through, you hit, roll damage.
Oof.
Thank goodness. Okay. If it's 3d10, I just roll 1d10 and multiply it by 3, or I roll 3 of them.
No, roll all 3 of them.
Okay, can I have 2 more? So that is
12.
12 damage.
Oh.
Just 12.
12 damage.
That's good.
You release this divine energy that that you channel from Henwin into this black, necrotic, inky magic. And as you do, you see out of the corner of your eye that journal that you're still holding flare with that necromancy magic that you detected earlier, now much stronger than you felt before. And you kind of instantly realize that necrotic damage might have been a mistake with something undead.
Oh.
I didn't even think about that.
It was a really good attempt, though.
Oh, that's a bummer. Okay. Well, that backfired. Yep, that's it.
That's it. All right. That was a really good attempt, though. That was really creative. Love it. Sir Basil, you're stuck.
Yeah. Do you mean I'm like stuck? Like I can't move, or I can?
Well, for right now, because you're in this gel, and as you go to kind of stand up, it burning your skin, you kind of like sink into your knees. So for you, it is a little bit of a difficult terrain situation right now. Your movement is halved.
Oh, okay.
But it is still burning you.
Okay. Can I? Would I have seen where these attacks? I would know that these attacks connected right here, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You saw Apoc connect. You saw Mrs. Quillam grab something invisible in front of you.
Okay. Feeling like this burning sensation all over me, and like just anger of being like tossed like a little rag doll, and just like feeling like as if like it plays into like Sir Basil's insecurities of being small. He just like and like as best he can moves up towards this spot and tries to make an attack.
All right, go for it. Make an attack roll.
That's a 16.
Yeah, you go ahead and swing with your sword, I'm assuming, and you connect.
The way I picture the attack. Okay, do you know like those Scottish games where like they'll like throw a log?
The Highland Games.
Yeah, like the Highland Games. So imagine like I'm just like throwing my greatsword like
Nice.
Amazing.
and the damage is going to be
Good old saber toss.
11 damage.
11 damage. Holy crap. All right. You connect. And kind of like how it happened with Apoc's stake, you feel it connect as you swing through, almost like it stops your blade. And then you keep swinging through with that incorporeal nature of whatever this thing is, and you've done damage here. You can feel it. But as far as you know, this thing is still up and you are still burning. So what is your movement speed?
It's normally 30. So I guess it's 15 right now.
Okay, you have 5 more feet of movement.
Can I I guess move out there?
Yep. I'm going to need you to make me 1 dexterity saving throw in order to make sure that you can actually get out of this slime.
Okay. Jeez, that's a 9.
You're able to kind of just pull yourself out, but as you do so, you take 3 points of acid damage as it burns away at your feet a little bit more.
Okay.
But you are free of it now. Anything else on your turn, Sir Basil?
Would that last bit of movement, would that have been a bonus action, or is that?
No, that was the last bit of your halved movement to get out of this slime.
Okay. Who goes after me? Do you remember?
I think it's Apoc.
Apoc goes next.
It might be a ghost though. Ghost and then me, maybe.
Can I use help on Apoc?
Sure. All right, so Apoc, whatever your next action is, you get advantage on. And that's your turn, Basil?
Yeah, I'll just say Sir Basil just yells out all kind of singed from this acid, just strike him hard, and just points at where he just connected.
Eric, I just noticed that Camembert is prone. That's adorable. How is everyone doing? I wasn't expecting to get into combat. Did you want 2 minutes to stretch your legs, or are you good to push through? Tell Michelle.
Do it.
We're good to keep going?
Yeah.
I love that we all heard him say oh, put it back, but we're just no, we're not putting it back. We're going to kill you.
All right. All right, so that finishes up Sir Basil's turn. Apoc, you're feeling a little bit better. And maybe it's a good time too, because you feel something smash into you standing right there.
Rawr. Is it an attack?
It's an attack.
Okay, I'm going to use a reaction.
Okay.
So my AC goes up by 2 as Apoc's skin just starts to, the hairs on his fur just get a little bit thicker as these, almost like Miss Quillam, spikes just start to erupt from him in protection.
Whoa.
Whoa, that's cool.
Ethereal spikes.
So what is your AC now?
It's an 18.
You feel this thing slam into you and instantly react with your own shielding of some sort. And thankfully, that is good enough to ward off this slam attack from this creature. But as you do so, all of you who are standing there, Sir Basil, Mrs. Q, Cam, and Apoc, you feel the cold start to kind of move away from you as it just kind of brushes past Apoc's shoulder after slamming into him. And you hear, "You'll join me soon. Put it back or die." Sir Basil and Mrs. Q, or Camembert as well, because you can feel it moving away, you're welcome to make an attack of opportunity.
Okay, cool. Is that just
Apoc, you as well. Oh no, you used your reaction.
Yeah.
Is that just a normal attack?
Yeah, so it's 1 attack of opportunity because something is moving away from your space. 1 melee attack.
Okay.
Mrs. Q, did you want to take an attack as well?
Do I need to reroll that?
Yes. Yeah, might as well.
And Camembert, you prone on the ground. Did you want to take an
I
attack?
would like to.
All right. At disadvantage for you, Cam, because you are prone. I think.
Let me just check that. Conditions.
I rolled an 11.
Prone creatures. Yeah, disadvantage on attack rolls if you're
Yeah.
prone.
All right.
You rolled an 11, so as you go to swing, you don't feel yourself connect with anything.
Mhm.
I rolled a natural 20 with my, so I'm attacking with my quarterstaff, which is actually my walking stick.
I love that.
It's the same thing.
That's amazing.
You just
How much?
bonked him on the head.
That's the plan.
How much damage you do here?
I am confused because there's two.
There's
Is it?
double-handed.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, D&D Beyond automatically does the crit damage for you now. So
Oh yeah.
if you roll it on there, it'll roll twice the amount of dice that it normally does.
How do I make it do that? Because I didn't roll the natural. I rolled a natural 20 on an actual die.
Then just roll the attack die twice.
Okay, I'm using two hands because I. Oh wait, no, I'm using one hand because I'm still.
You can also right click on it, and I think you can say crit. I think.
She's on an iPad.
I'm on an iPad. I don't know how to double click on that.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll just roll. Do I double one or do I roll two?
No, so you roll 1d6 and double that number on the dice, and then you.
I think that's it. I don't get to add anything.
Yep.
Yeah, you don't get to add anything, it looks like.
So it's 4 times 2,
8.
which is 8.
All right. Oops. That was in the wrong direction.
Andrea, I might have done something wrong. I might need you to clarify this because I don't know how this works.
Okay. Really quickly, Mrs. Q, you do connect with something and you actually hear like a as it moves away angrily. What's up, love?
So I use Spiny Shield,
Mhm.
and I'm not sure if this is right, what I had said.
Spiny shield.
Yeah, it's a spell for rangers. It says when you're hit by a melee attack, the barrier reduces your damage taken, yada, yada, yada. And the next sentence, it says it's ineffective against range attackers, but still provides a +2 bonus to AC.
Against them for the duration.
I'm not, like if that's for both melee and ranged, or if it's just range.
Material barrier spikes made of magical force interpose itself between you and the attacker. Until your next turn, when you are hit by a melee attack, the barrier reduces the damage you are dealt by 2d4 and deals the same amount of piercing damage to the attacker. Okay, so the way I would interpret this is if you're hit with a ranged attack and use this shield, you get a +2 bonus.
Okay.
But if you're hit with melee, it reduces your damage but deals damage.
Okay, so I did that wrong then.
Okay. We're a little too far along for right now, love, but next time. Next time.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because it is your turn right now, so we're not gonna retcon a whole turn.
No. Okay.
But Mrs. Q, you do feel yourself connect. Camembert, you had an attack at disadvantage.
Yeah, and with the disadvantage, I rolled another nat 1.
Oof.
Buddy.
Not doing so hot tonight.
I'm down. I'm swinging, flailing. I'm not expecting to hit. I'm just trying to make it look like I'm helping.
Are you using the dagger you were trying to sharpen?
No, just my own. Yeah, because it was in my hand, so that's the one I'll use.
All right. You start swinging around and you feel it ping off of the wall, and the vibrations are just like not nice in your wrist that you actually kind of let it go and it slides 5 feet away from you.
No.
That's what you get with a nat 1.
Nice.
All right. So opportunity. Apoc, you are up.
Do I feel the direction that it left?
You generally felt because it tried to from here to slam into you. And then you kind of felt the cold almost move in this general direction.
Okay, just going off of Sir Basil's guidance then, as he's kind of inspiring me with his words, I'm just gonna take a shot and just like, I'm gonna put the stake and the holy symbol away, switch to my bow, and just like look over at Basil. I'll trust you on this one. And then just like pull an arrow and shoot to where I would guess it might have went. That
Right.
freeze.
Because it's no longer kind of right in front of you that you know it's there, it would normally be at disadvantage, but because of Basil's help, you have advantage, so straight roll.
Hey, taking my shot. Jeez, that's not good. That's a 9 total. I rolled a 3.
Oh my gosh.
Your arrow pings off the wall somewhere around here. It was a good shot because you made it right through here, but unfortunately, you don't think it impacted anything at all.
May have lost.
Bonus action, move.
No, just staying where I am, just kind of looking for something. Glint
Alright.
again. Mhm.
Dace, you are up.
I think it that went that way, but I'm not sure.
And Apoc, you were pointing. Oh,
I was pointing up.
you were pointing to like right here.
Yeah, up here. I just shot over there. I missed though, so maybe go somewhere else.
Okay. As soon as I heard that, split second decision, I grab Camembert and I kind of like twirl him around. Like, do you know like when you're tossing like a piece of, I don't know, like
I was hoping you was gonna say baby.
not a baby, but like
When you toss a baby.
like a bag, like
Yeah,
a
when you're
bag, and
tossing
you
a
just
baby.
like turn and like you just keep on turning and you just kind of like let go. I kind of do that to him, and like I throw him in that general direction of where Apoc was pointing to.
You're gonna throw Camembert?
Well, he's lying prone, so he's like in a perfect position.
This is not a fair relationship. Is it because he stole your apples? Episode 1?
I didn't know that. I did not know that.
All right. Okay.
I'll try to throw him as far as I can.
Is this an improvised weapon?
I don't know.
I guarantee it is.
Or is it a strength check?
Well,
What do
like-
I do?
Is it like yeah, his knife, like he dropped his knife, so I guess he's gotta like thunder punch it.
He dropped his knife. The only reasonable thing to do is throw him away from it.
Okay. Here, this is what we're gonna do. Camembert, are you resisting this?
I don't think I have a choice.
Okay, because you're a pretty light creature. Because you're.
I'll
pretty
just whisper
small.
to him, just go with it.
I've already used my reaction, so I don't think I could.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna make this an improvised weapon attack
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
using your strengths, which I think is kind of what your.
good eye. Yeah.
What on earth is an improvised weapon attack? How do you?
Whatever you want it to be.
Because it's
Yeah.
not proficiency, right? It's just a d20 plus your strength. Since you're not proficient with Eric, help me.
Usually thrown weapons are dexterity.
But because there's a little bit of weight to this, I'm gonna count it as a strength thing instead of a dex thing.
Yeah, you can really do whatever you feel
Yep.
is appropriate.
Okay. Well, we're gonna do that. You do not have proficiency with throwing your friends yet.
Oh, okay.
So Dace, go ahead, roll a d20, add your strength modifier. And
Yeah.
you're gonna do it at disadvantage because you're not too sure where this guy went.
Oh, I don't know how to. Do I re-roll with a disadvantage then?
So just roll 2 d20s. If you're on D&D Beyond, just like roll another d20.
Oh man.
It would be a 6.
Okay. So, oh man, what am I supposed to do here?
It would be such a fail that I'd pick him up, probably toss him like 2 feet.
Right into the ass.
Into the gas.
Yeah, here's what I'm gonna say. Camembert, go ahead and make an acrobatics check. Dace, you come up short, unfortunately, but Cam, you're gonna have to try and save yourself from the
Oh my god.
caustic liquid here.
It rolled off the 20. It was so close. But that'll be an 8.
Okay. So Dace, you pick up Cam and just try and chuck him over this caustic pool. And
Sorry, 6. 6.
a 6? Okay.
6, yeah.
You don't make it very far. And as you're flying, Cam, you realize this trajectory is not going to go well for you and try very hard to just get yourself out of the way in time to just sort of hit and roll off to the side beside Apoc. You don't take any acid damage. You're able to kind of like pinpoint your feet right in here. But man, that was a little close for comfort.
Cool.
And because you were picked up and thrown, you are still prone as you barrel rolled out.
Oh man.
Cool. That was fun.
Nice.
Are you
nice.
doing anything else, Dace? Moving, bonus action?
Nope. Just
Okay.
nope. I can't. Nope.
All right.
What a wild session.
Yeah, that's not what I was expecting, although I should.
Yeah.
Okay, back at the top of the order. Once more, Mrs. Q, with your detect magic, you feel the frost from that book pulse underneath you. And you all see that frost on a window appearance right here in this corner. Camembert, you are up, still prone.
I get up, stand up to my full 3'6" height, look over at Dace, and I just give him like this like half a second of like what?
That's my favorite thing.
As I run in towards where we kind of like, I guess I would have seen it.
You would have seen it. Yeah, you're right there. You would have seen that frost.
I'm gonna run into it and try and just, with everything I've got, pull out my dagger and just try and slash across it.
Go for it. Make an attack roll.
Come on.
Oof.
No, 12.
Hey.
You go ahead and slash into it with one of your daggers and you connect. Roll some damage.
So that's with the rolling bleed. So that would be...
And this was not the dagger that you were starting with the whetstone. Okay.
No, because that's gone. All right, so 5 slashing damage, and it is wreathed in energy.
Ooh, interesting. Okay, 5 slashing.
Yeah, if it moves, I'll tell you what to do.
All right, sounds good. You connect and you feel your dagger kind of go like right through whatever it is you connect with and even scrape against the wall behind it. And you hear this low growl, enough of this.
And then I'm going to bonus action disengage and then back up.
Ooh, nice. Okay. Oh, does it trigger whatever your thing is for moving away?
Nope, it's if they move.
Okay.
So I back up.
Are you going to walk through the caustic puddles?
I think I have to.
All right. I need a dex check from you, please. Wait, a dex save.
There you go, 23.
You're able to like tiptoe around these puddles and just find enough space for your feet. You're good.
Cool.
Mrs. Q.
How close is the dagger to me? The dagger that Cam dropped?
I would say it's like, well, Cam was right here, yeah?
Sure.
I would say it's, like right here somewhere.
Perfect. I pick up the dagger and stab the book.
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Excellent. I love this idea.
Georgina clutch all night.
Well, I don't know about that. That was a pretty garbage roll.
Oof.
It was. I don't even think I can add anything.
So what is a dagger roll? It's
Dexterity
you
or
have-
strength.
Yeah, thank you.
Huh?
You can add your dexterity or your strength to it.
Oh. Okay, it's a total of 7.
It's a total of 7.
Mm-hmm.
You go ahead.
But this is really weenie binding.
It is a very strong binding, unfortunately.
Oh.
Are you not proficient with simple weapons?
I have no idea. Yes, I am. Weapons, simple weapons.
So add your proficiency to that too.
Oh, so what do I add?
I believe you're at +2 for your proficiency right now, yeah?
Okay, so it's 9.
Little Miss Quillam, both hands on the dagger, stabs right through the thick cover of this book. And Mrs. Q, with your detect magic still on, go ahead and roll some damage first.
What would that be?
1d4 plus Dex. Is it plus Dex, Eric, for your damage as well with the dagger?
Yeah.
Okay, total of 3.
Total of 3. That's enough. You stab down through the cover, the thick leather binding, and pierce right through to those pages that you know were soaked in dried blood. And with your detect magic up, you feel that necromantic aura dissipate from the book.
Ooh.
You still do feel an aura. Yeah, you're close enough. You still do feel the aura here in the cave, and you're the only one who feels that so far. But you no longer feel the necromancy coming from the book.
Okay. Well, I stopped turning it around. Let's leave it on the
You
floor.
toss it into the acid.
All right. Anything else on your turn, Mrs. Q?
Does casting a cantrip count? Like, would that be an action in combat?
So it will say whether it's an action or a bonus action for your cantrips. So, for example,
I was gonna cast druid craft.
So that was an action.
so that's your action, and your action this turn was to stab through the book.
Yeah. Okay. Where does it say action?
So
So right under time.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
so action.
I think they might
Action.
have the actions. Okay. Okay. Then I'm good.
All right. Good round, Mrs. Q. Sir Basil, you are up.
So I guess we all saw the glow that you said before, right?
Yeah, you all saw the glow, that brief glow of frost that you noticed before.
And then based on what Cam did, because you said that you covered energy or something. So does that mean I can see it even more vivid?
I don't know how you would see because Cam attacked, but Cam, I don't know, is it like, it's not like fairy fire or anything, right? Okay. So there's no glow or anything there, but you know where it is because you know where Cam has attacked.
If it moves, we'll see a boom.
I'm going to, I'm just gonna rush this thing and attack again. So what happens if I rather than going around the acid, if I just go straight through, I'm just
You have to make
go
a
for the
dex
charge.
save.
I'm gonna get you to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do.
All right, so you're gonna run through the caustic slime. Go ahead and make a dex save for me, please.
17.
You make it through. Again, you're able to find those little spaces for your teeny tiny little feet to just hop through the puddles of slime and make it right to this thing.
And I'm just gonna wild swing up.
Make an attack roll.
Okay. That's 11.
You go ahead and swing, and even though you're right there and you know exactly where it is, a little bit of slime got on your foot and distracts you at the last minute, and you unfortunately do not make any contact.
12. Okay, I'm gonna use an action surge. So it's kind of I swing, miss, and I use the momentum to kind of come back around and swing again.
It's the Tai Chi.
Go for it.
Oh, sorry. Should I count that? Or should I?
I mean, it landed up, so I think you can use it.
Okay.
It just wasn't in the thing, but that's okay.
So that's a 21.
There you go. All right, you make contact.
Oh.
Go ahead and roll damage.
It's shop.
That's 12 damage.
Whoa.
This concentrated cold energy shatters, and you see a wave of cold ripple through the room. As Sir Basil, how do you want to do this? Basil, Sir Basil.
Yeah, I guess it's just like the first one was just wild. I used momentum, swing back around, and like kind of like almost like sort of like wild swing up with my second one. I swing so hard with the momentum that it like lifts me up with it, and I get maybe like 10 feet up in the air, just slice through this. And you just see like.
Yeah, and you all feel this wave of cold wash over you as everything just burns kind of on the tips of your fingers and the tips of your nose. And Mrs. Q, you feel that necromantic aura vanish and dissipate from the cave.
Very cool.
Good job, guys. All right, so we are out of initiative. We won't go too much longer. What did you want to do next?
What the hell is that book?
Yeah, the book's destroyed though, right?
I mean, it still exists, right? It's just I just stabbed it.
You just stabbed it, and you kind of see, whoever said Horcrux at the beginning made me really happy. You see a dagger hole, kind of like in the second Harry Potter movie, that Mrs. Quillam used to damage the first few pages, those blood-soaked pages of this book. But the book is intact. And Mrs. Q, with your detect magic still up, because it would still be running, you do still sense that abjuration and, what did I say, conjuration schools of magic from before.
Mm.
I had a question. On the map, this pocket right, or like this area right here, and this lip right here, are they like basically like a step to a next level, or is it just like what does this represent, this little lip?
So this is just like a little step in the rock. It's almost like a step down into here and a step down into here. This is just like, you can picture this as just a stone walkway with slime on this side here.
Oh, okay.
It's somebody else's map. It's not mine.
Okay. Yeah. No worries. I guess mentioned to the group that I feel like we should go where the slime is leading us or leading to. Right, because the person that we're looking for is also a slime, correct?
Slime hunter.
Or she was hunting for a slime.
Oh, hunting for a slime. Okay. Yeah.
Look down by the blue stuff or up here? Which way?
We should follow the blue stuff.
Right here.
Could lead us to the slime, and then also the researcher might think the same way.
Yeah, hopefully that'll lead us to Mrs. Brightspark.
Cam, you doing all right? You took a couple nasty spills there.
What? I don't remember any of it. It's just a blank. A lot of blanks.
You got thrown over there by nothing, and then I think Dace threw you as well.
And you fell flat on your face.
Yeah, and then it kind of looked like you threw yourself, but it didn't really work.
Ooh,
Yeah, none of it's coming to me.
Oh man, it was cute. You still got berries for him.
Mm-hmm. How are you feeling, Cam? Would you like some?
I think I'm all right. I think we should probably keep going. If things like that are in here or can do that to us, I wonder what it did to the researchers. So let's get a move on.
Hey Cam, maybe if you grab some of that slime, I could like fashion it to your boot, and you wouldn't fall as much. Might help you.
I love that idea. Let's do it.
Yeah. Let's give it a shot.
All right. So I'm gonna go collect some slime if I can.
Yeah. And just like very ragtag, I'm gonna help like quickly affix it to his boots. Just very like peanut butter on a sandwich, just like spread it on, get it all sticky.
All right, hold on a second. My computer's dying. I need to go downstairs to get Oh no, my earbuds are coming out. Hold on.
So just for everybody else's benefit, I have something called Scroungecraft, which, depending on the materials and the time that I use, depends on how functional the tinkering is.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, say that again. What is it that you're attempting to do? You're attempting to take some of that blue slime and stick it to Cam's shoes?
Yeah, so he doesn't fall as much.
Okay. Okay, this is gonna be fun. Let's do it. Go ahead and make a tinkering check. I believe that's a D20 plus proficiency plus Dex.
I'm gonna put my feet up so like he can do his magic while I'm just whittling away on the whetstone with my dagger.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a 10 total.
Good.
And I'm kind of just waiting until he's done with his dagger, and then I'm gonna say I'm done, just to like coincidentally have them end at the same time. But I'm just like slathering goo on it.
Yeah, that's an apt description of what it is you're doing. What does your Scroungecraft do? Let me see here. A racial trait, yeah?
Features, yeah, it's racial.
Yeah, so I would say in order to sharpen a knife, that's going to take like 5-10 minutes because it is pretty rusty. So you have about 10-ish minutes.
This one's my own dagger, but
oh, it's your own dagger. Okay, so yeah, like if you're willing to really make sure it's sharp, it can take 10 minutes, Cam.
Okay.
And what do you do here with your?
We can figure that out later. But
perfect. No, this is great. All right, so you go ahead and take some of this slime, and it's really tough to work with, Apoc. It does kind of take you time to even get the strength to pull it off the wall. There's this little kind of ding in your brain that, oh yeah, that researcher I talked to told me about sticky slimes. I wonder if this is the one. And yeah, you slather in every sense of the word, just a bunch of this slime, and it turns into like a kid playing with like glue or something where it's in between your fingers and all.
No, I'd use the stake. I don't want to get it on my hands.
Oh, okay. Well, you get the picture then.
Like,
but you successfully apply slime to Camembert's shoes.
Oh, so this might be the sucking slimes that they were talking about.
Cool.
You should try walking on the wall.
I trust you.
Give it a shot.
All right, I'm gonna try and walk up the wall like he said.
Okay. You stand up and you go to take another step, and your shoes are stuck to the floor.
I knew it.
Oh, all right.
You gotta really, really lift up your legs.
Do they go anywhere?
I'm not going to make you roll for it. I would say with enough trying, you're strong enough to lift up your feet and you leave behind some slimy footprints.
No, cutting the shoes right off. I'm now barefoot.
Oh, no. All right. That was a really good idea. Maybe some tinkering and some working with the properties might help make that a little bit easier to use.
Grab some of this slime. Do we have time? I know we're on a deadline, but maybe I could dilute it.
Yeah, you can grab some if you want. I think you have like an empty flask or something like that.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't know how slime goes into a flask.
With a stick. Poke it. No. If the party's willing to wait, you can scrounge together like a flask's worth of this.
Okay.
I'm assuming you're going for the sticky stuff and not the caustic stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you guys are fine with waiting.
Yeah.
Would it be considered a short rest?
If you want to wait an hour, you can take a short rest for sure.
That's really long. That's okay. I'm just out of spells.
Are your spells short rest or long rest?
I'm pretty sure it's short rest.
I think your spells are a long rest as a cleric.
Really?
Yeah.
I need to sleep.
Great. Is there anything else that anyone wanted to do while you're in this little cavern here?
I'm just curious, does the whetstone do anything to my dagger?
Oh yeah, so as you finish
too.
sharpening it, as you finish sharpening this whetstone, or sorry, oh boy. As you finish sharpening your dagger with this whetstone, your dagger is nice and sharp, first of all. And as you kind of look at it, you see that the blade is encoded in frost. And even if you go to try and wipe the frost away, it doesn't move. Your blade is now infused with what looks like some frost, and the whetstone is just sort of sitting in your lap.
Oh, cool. I pocket the whetstone and got my dagger.
Yeah, we'll see what happens next time.
Okay.
But make a note of that because I will forget.
Got it.
Anything else that anyone wants to do in this cavern?
Don't think so.
We're down here. Oops.
Right, so whoever grabbed the bag, I don't know if you're keeping them, but I have the book titles again.
Yeah, so I believe I still have the bag. I gave the history of Humblewood to Cam. You see, we're looking through it, right? And then I have the many tales of, was it Jumbo the Bard?
Joval.
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 Okay. Okay.
And even as you kind of look at the tales of Joval the Bard, you can kind of see already on the illustration on the front of this book that there are some writings and some scratches and some scrawls in the same script as the journal.
Okay. I'm debating if I should look at it now. I don't look at it. I put it back in the bag, put it back on my back, and I say to the group, shall we continue?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, and if anyone's keeping the journal, you can log it as Renner Gravel's journal.
Yeah, I'll keep it in my bag. I'll keep the dagger too, assuming it didn't break when I stabbed the book.
Nope, it didn't break. All right, so you all go ahead and head down this way towards whatever lay before you in the deeper caverns of the Mockden Caves.
Is it still dark or?
Your torches are still lit. It is dark with the exception of what the pools of slime are giving off here and whatever light you carry with you, but it is a cave and it is dark.
Lead the way.
All right. And I think that's where we will stop for this evening.
Hey.
Because Dennis, I know 10 o'clock is